The story's about two people, so a relationship where I play the guy, and obviously the actress who I worked alongside, Eureka, she plays the girl. And the guy is all kind of loved up, he's very fond of this person, and then this girl has this whole kind of different layer of makeup behind what you see, and she's got this whole kind of different life going on that we don't get to see, but we kind of get to understand in a certain sense, just from one simple phone call. I met Eureka on the day of filming, so we had like an hour to kind of chat and get to know each other. And I think that the hour was probably like the most crucial hour of the day. It's because you get to meet outside of your little land of make believe, if you like, your little actress and actor world. You have to meet as people, and there has to be some kind of chemistry there with a person that you've never met. And people say, well, you're an actor, you can apply chemistry, but there's a certain amount of chemistry that has to come naturally. And Eureka was the type of person that we just sat down on the sofa together. It was very early in the morning. It was kind of a Starbucks moment. Just started talking, just started chatting and laughing. And it was more finding out about what type of person she was, what kind of experience she had, and then her doing the same to me, and then going away and having 15 minutes on her own and thinking, right, let's come and build this film. And her character, she perceived her character very well. She had a difficult task in the sense that she had to border on being very, someone being very suspicious about her to somebody still being madly in love with her, and she had to create that feeling for that guy, and I think she did a good job of it. My character at first, when I first read the script, I thought he was a little bit sad as a person because some of the voiceover of the speech in the first take of the script was very deep. It was very, he talked about sucking out her soul and this old kind of feeling he had from her hugging and kissing him, this feeling of kind of love, and he seemed very sad as a person. But then as you get to know, as I get to know him and develop him a little more, he was just a normal guy in a normal relationship, in love, and he clearly loved her more than she loved him. Probably the voiceover work, to be honest, because I said to another cameraman in the making, when you're doing a voiceover, you have to run through the scene in your head at the same time, and you have to think, yeah, I'm saying this speech, but am I saying it too slow? Am I saying it too fast? Are the pauses, are the moments fitting in with what's going on screen? To be honest, it's very difficult to say right now. I mean, I haven't seen the film as a finished product yet, and when I do, then I'll probably pick little bones in myself. I probably won't pick them in anybody else because people just don't do that. People will see, everybody else to me was perfect on the day. But you always say to yourself, now I've seen it, I would love to go back and do it again because I could probably do it 10 times better. But that's another challenge that you face, is that you have to get up there, put it right on tape, in the moment, on the moment, because you're not going to get another chance to do it. But yeah, I'll probably pick a few things that I don't like. But, it's more personal criticism than what's going on with other people on stage and what the crew have done. I guess that's something that I'll be able to answer after I've watched the final version of the film, and then I'll be able to say, well look, Bartolo, I kind of didn't like that, I kind of didn't like this, and who knows, I might be pleasantly surprised and I might be really satisfied with it. Going off the take I saw earlier, the camera work is fantastic, the cuts, the edits, they look really good, so I'm hoping that, my work can just their work and, really bond together and make a really fantastic piece of work. It's very hard when you work with somebody who's got this big dream vision kind of. The director wrote this story, he's dreamed about this story, he's literally slept, eaten, breathed this story for the past couple of months, and it's been his challenge getting everybody together to pull this project to one final thing. And it's very difficult because you don't want to disappoint somebody, and you're trying to listen and take in, and you're really trying to put the feeling inside you that somebody's describing with words, which is a bit difficult sometimes because they mean different things sometimes, and then other times they can mean other things, but it's about getting it right, it's about listening to each other, talking to each other. And I think Bartolo was good at that. He was good at being descriptive. I remember one specific moment where we were stood just kind of going through the lines, and he turns and he says, pretend to be a fish. I just kind of looked at him and just, what do you mean be a fish? But it was his all kind of, the output was he just wanted this blank expression, and I suppose to Bartolo a blank impression is mostly seen in fish who have a memory span of like 2 seconds, which was interesting. And he wasn't an aggressive director. He was very patient. He's very passionate about what he wanted to put on screen, and I hope that this project is what he's pictured, and I hope that everybody has pulled together what he's been dreaming of. So I've got a lot of theatre going on right now, which is kind of my main forte. So we've got a couple of auditions coming up for West End shows, but more recently I did 6 months in the Savoy doing Porgy and Bess, which was kind of cool, which was my biggest kind of thing to date. And that was a real big learning curve to work with people who've been in the business for like, some of them 30, 40 years. I think the stage manager there has been in the business since he was like 9 years old, which was a massive learning curve. And again, coming to different projects and doing different things, and it's the first time I've been on more of a film project in my life. So that was a challenge, not being over expressive, not being too much of a panto queen, I suppose, and being theatrical. It was more about bringing it down a little bit and trying to listen to people and watch Eureka, for instance, who's done a couple of short films, and kind of work off her experience and work off how she was acting on camera, and then taking tips and advice from the crew and even from people who were just watching the film, watching the making of it. They all had their opinions, and it was really good to hear those opinions, because then you could kind of put that within yourself and say, right, this is what I'm going to do. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how these auditions go, and I'd like to do another couple of small projects, and get my stuff out in the public, and we'll see what happens.